And Bill and Doug peering down at that awesome wonder of the falls, saying, "Hey guy, what are you doing? Taking my picture while I'm peeking at the falls." And here's our Easter, our first Easter on Casey Drive, where Bill's between the age of 2 and 3, heading for church on Easter Sunday in our '57 Chevrolet. Dressed up in our Easter finery. And always after church service on Easter, we had our traditional Easter egg hunt. The challenge was to see who could find the most eggs. Bill kind of knew at this, had to be tutored. He had to be shown what an egg was and how one went about finding them, while Debbie and Cheryl seemed to know what it was all about. And they were the pace setters. But here comes Bill with his mother, who's tutoring him to help him find his share of the eggs. But not liking eggs, Bill didn't know what to do with them after he got them. He certainly wasn't going to eat them. So being a boy, he found them good projectiles to throw. And occasionally he hit a target. But Cheryl, she retained her trophies. And here's little Susan on her first Easter. And Cheryl sharing her booty with Susan. Bill said, "I have some more projectiles. Who would like to have them?" And he found a willing target. Grandma. Oh. And again, as I mentioned, there are some underexposed, some overexposed. This is a Cheryl birthday party. And hopefully there will be the glimpse of some faces that'll tweak some memories. As little Cheryl sitting there recalls her birthday. Traditionally, when Cheryl had a birthday or Debbie had a birthday, with Bill and Doug being a little boisterous at their age, we put them in the kitchen under supervision. In this case, they're being supervised by Carl, who's a little camera shy, but Grandma Barnhart was there to help. So Bill and Doug are eating their ice cream and their cake away from the girls, and Grandma and Carl are supervising. And Cheryl got her first bicycle. Unfortunately, we missed the most important part of this. That's when she creamed that evergreen on the corner of the driveway. Shirley, in shock, says, "Look what has happened." But Cheryl, undaunted, comes back, and she's going to master that bicycle, and she does. But Shirley can't take any more. She says, "I have to go in a house. I just can't handle this. This is our house on Casey Drive." During that same period of time, Carl and I used to head every spring to Fletcher's Pond, a 400-mile drive for the opening of bass season. This is the first day of bass season where he and I were accompanied by Tommy Floyd. We'd go up there with our sleeping bags in a pickup truck or whatever transportation we had, and we'd fish for bass. Occasionally we caught some, not big ones, but you could see they were lively fish, especially when you shook them. They were great times. Carl and I enjoyed it. We even shared fish. Those are the same 2 fish that Carl had, I think, although not as lively now. And then it was necessary to get the kids involved in fishing, hoping that somewhere I would find a fishing partner, either Cheryl or Shirley, not Shirley. Maybe Cheryl, but for sure, Bill. Bill was really into it. With our Coast Guard approved life preservers, we were at Indian Lake on this occasion, wetting our lines, enjoying the day, but not catching any fish. but we had a great time. Jeff, as I look at this, I'm amazed at the resemblance at this stage of my life to you today in this stage of your life. We look a lot alike, Jeff. I hope you fare better in old age than I have. Christmases are somewhat repetitive in this series that we're showing on video, but I think it's important as you look at the Christmases, you see the evolving likes and the cultural changes that happen between our children as each year passes. You caught a glimpse at Cheryl's feet of a shaggy dog. There it is. That was her sniffer. For years, even at this stage in Cheryl's life, she slept with that dog every night. Bill on this particular Christmas was into pop guns. Had a heck of a time trying to get it to pop. He tries, and he tries, and he tries, and I think he finally succeeded in getting the pop to go off. Cheryl at this time was getting into retail. She has a storefront with a special sale. Not costume jewelry yet, but she's working on it. Bill says there has to be some other use to this, so he set it up as a shooting range with his pop gun and some of the birds he was shooting at. And then with some encouragement from Cheryl with a pop gun, where she tried to get him away from her store, she suggested that maybe he would shoot some bulbs off the tree. This is a birthday party for Bill. Jimmy Roush, a nemesis of Bill. Bill still bears scars on his head. Jimmy was a bully of the neighborhood. Little Doug, Bill's constant companion and friend, and Bill on his birthday. Where Jimmy Roush was a nemesis, his sister Valerie, that you see here, was one of Bill's first true friends, a girlfriend. So where Jimmy would bruise him, Valerie would console him. Another Easter. Then baby Jeff. We cut the Easter short because it was overexposed. Jeff was born in 1958 in Springfield, Ohio, at the time that we lived on Casey Drive. Bill and Cheryl were excited and anticipated with great anxiety the birth of Jeff and Jeff coming home. Cheryl wishing for a baby sister, Bill wishing for a baby brother. Neither one of them really caring. They were just excited about a new member of the family. At this stage in our lives, when Jeff came home as a baby, we didn't enjoy the luxury of an extra room that we could call a nursery. Jeff actually had a crib in the bedroom occupied by Cheryl.